So the first reading in the third section is Self Actualizing and Beyond by Abraham Maslow. And hopefully you know Maslow from the term self actualizing and also from the hierarchy of needs, of which self actualization is the ultimate goal of human existence. And I tend to buy into that. I search for self actualization all the time for myself. So this reading, although a lot of people in class have found it boring, I guess, or it's not as exciting as some of the other readings, I guess, but I think it's a really good reading, and I want to touch on some of the 9 points that he says leads to self-actualization. So the first one he lists are these experiences. Like basically what he's talking about on the first bullet point is he's talking about mindfulness. He's talking about being completely present and being fully focused on what's happening in the moment. And then for the second is another one that I talk about a lot with my clients. And he writes this as I guess for therapists. He talks a lot about what he does with his clients, trying to help them get to a point of self-actualization. So with a lot of my clients, I talk about, and even some of my friends and partners, I talk about what is the growth choice or what is the regression choice. Because a lot of times we make safe choices. We choose what we're comfortable with rather than the growth choice, the more difficult choice, the choice we're not comfortable with. And then the third one isn't that important. I mean, it's just that there is a self to be actualized. I mean, to me, that's not one of the more important points. Just that you understand there is a self and that you can help form that self. And then fourth is honesty. And I'm really big on honesty. I've written about it a little bit on my Psychology Today blog, and I try to be honest in almost every way in my life. It's really important to me. So that's fourth, and then fifth. Fifth, he kind of reviews what we've been already discussing, and then he talks about how sometimes we don't know if we really like something or not. That we tend to give into society and into what other people think. Like if a bunch of people like something, then we should like it. And I find this to be very true. I think we're very influenced by what society likes and what society thinks we should like. And then sixth is about achieving our potentialities. If you're intelligent, studying. If you exercise, to exercise. If you're creative in some way, to exercise that creativity. He gives the example of finger exercises for the piano. So basically to keep pushing yourself toward being better at whatever it is that you do. And then seventh, he talks about peak experiences. And those are really cool. They're these moments where you just feel really in touch with everything, or completely in tune with everything. In the flow is another word for it, where you're just totally absorbed in the moment, kind of like the first one, which had to do with mindfulness, except in this one there's kind of a euphoric rush that accompanies it. And then eighth is about overcoming your defenses. And the next reading that I'm going to do a video for, it's a couple readings from now, but fooling yourself. A big part of self-actualization is becoming aware of the lies that you tell yourself and overcoming them, putting them aside, allowing yourself to be vulnerable, and getting away from defending yourself. And then ninth, and in the textbook it says it was added later. It's not from the original work, but Maslow later added it and felt it was really important for self-actualizing people, and that is to be completely devoted to a task, to have a purpose, basically, to give back to the world, and to try to make the world a better place, and to be really devoted to that, like trying to help other people. Like that's the main thrust of your life. So that's this reading. Self Actualizing and Beyond by Maslow. I hope you enjoy it and didn't find it boring like some of the other students have complained about in the past. And if you're doing the paper, I hope you're able to include some of these 9 tasks, I guess, into how you're going to self-actualize. And even if you're not doing the paper, hopefully you're going to work towards self-actualization and implement some of this stuff. Okay.